Hello, hi guys. Thank you for watching again. This is Kwame coming all the way from Canada to launch our studio in here in Johannesburg, South Africa. Here with me, with our guest, our special guest today is Level, but I'm going to give her the chance to introduce herself. So, as you all know that I'm running this YouTube channel which is called the Inner Temple Mission, which we have videos on affirmations and meditations and all those empowerment that will empower you as well. So our last episode is about relationship. Today we're going to talk about parenting. So now we take it from the grassroots level as a child, growing up as an adult, becoming a man and a woman, and then you're married. Then what then? You know that. That means you want to make baby. Let's make babies. Once you make baby, you become a parent. But unfortunately, there's only a school here in the world that you can become a good parent. There's no school that we go to become a parent. So we learn from our parents. We learn from society. We learn from different people how we're going to grow our child. But are you doing the right thing? Are you really doing the right thing? Stay tuned and let's watch how our podcast roll today on parenting. Today is about parenting. All right, stay tuned. So now I'm going to give the platform for Level in South Africa to introduce herself.
Good morning.
Level, welcome to our studio, our first studio in Johannesburg.
Good morning, greetings to you all. My name is Level from South Africa. I'm a parent, a mother and a sister, and an entrepreneur.
Thank you very much, Level. Welcome to you. So today we're talking about parents. So what is this thing called parent? What is parent? I'm a parent myself. I have 3 boys, big boys, and young boys too. 2 divorces and 2 marriages. But parenting, we don't go to any school to become a parent. How do we become a parent, and how do we raise up a child to become a good citizen?
Parenting is a very complex matter. We look at parenting in different ways. There are good parents, bad parents, all that. We call each other names based on the myth, the beliefs, and inherited, beliefs and self-sabotaging beliefs that we get from others, and we make that our own beliefs. And also to add to that, and with our children also at the same time, they also have their peers that they share conversations with them, and they want to bring whatever that they've learned out there into the house. So every parent, I believe that each and every parent wants the best for their children. Every child also wants to have a good relationship with their parents. So it is a two-way thing. So both parties must be willing to play a role, in terms of building the relationship.
So for me, parenting is, I will just speak about holistic parenting. That means a child is born to this society. You're taking care of the body, taking care of the mind, taking care of the soul, taking care of emotions. We are human beings, we have emotions. And also you're taking care of finances, because we are in a world that everything you have to pay for, and nothing is free to grow up a child. You know that the kids' clothing are very expensive, more than even adults this way. The education is also involved, their toys is involved, taking them to trips, school materials and uniforms, and all that takes money. So it's not just easy to making babies and calling yourself a parent. That means you have to prepare financially also, and then you have a safer environment for your kids also that they can grow in. So environment is very important to me. So I'm looking at 360, holistically. Spiritual aspect is involved. Now that's the belief system and all those things. So if you're watching this episode, stay tuned, because it's gonna be it's gonna be shocking. So prepare your mind, take your notebook. This is school. Like I said, we don't have any school that parents go to become a good parent. So we're going to talk about a lot of topics. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, what are the ingredients that parents have to have? What do we have to see in parenting? So it's a parent, that's the father and mother relationship with the child. What are the qualities, or what are we seeing in the dynamics of the household? All right? And who's playing the role, and who's taking care of the child, and all those things. We're going to talk about that. So stay tuned. If you're watching this video, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share this video. All right? check our website. It's innertemplemission.org. I repeat, innertemplemission.org. We have souvenirs from South Africa and Ghana for you. You can buy our merchandise and support what we're doing. All right. So if it works for you, it must work for your parents also. Tell them that you got this video from Africans Worldwide. Stay tuned. So now I'll be back again to the studio, Johannesburg studio. I'm happy that I'm here all the way from Canada to meet Lebo and the community of Africans Worldwide, our chapter in South Africa. Look, I'm just more than happy to be here. It's something that we're doing great to help society, and we know that humanity is bleeding. The divorce rate is very high in the black community worldwide, not only here, but also in Canada and America. You know, Africa is supposed to bring people together, but things are changing. We are becoming westernized, colonized, and you know, our lifestyle is not our ancestors. Of course, we need to change, but even if you're changing, we have to be united more. Children have to be, because we have a lot of issues. We're going to talk about drug issues, sex, and all those things. So stay tuned and support this channel. So now, the next thing we talk about parenting. What is parenting? So we're going to talk about some of the qualities that we want to see if you're parenting. So I believe that for me personally, what I do with my children that I raise up is I make sure, number one, I'm a parent. Number two, I am also a guardian. Number three, I'm also a friend to them, so that when they have some issues, they can come to me easily. But in African society, in black society, we always say parenting, that's all. That means do this, go and buy me this, go this, clean the room, go to school. It's like a commanding, like a dog kind of command relationship. Excuse me to say that, because you see that you're not being a friend of your father or your mother, because you don't sing together, you don't hold each other, you don't swim together, you don't do anything. You're just like the father and son, mother and daughter relationship, you know. So I believe that you have to be a friend of your children, so that they can come to you if they have some issues. And also you must also be a guardian, because you're born, you're older than them, you came to this world and you have an experience, so you can guide them. So I believe you can guide your kids also, you know. And then parent is, you're a parent. That means your word is your word. They have to follow your word. It's your house. You pay for your house. You buying them toys. You buying them food. So they must listen to you. Those are the three things, dynamic things that I apply in my parenting with my kids. That means number one, parent, take note, parent, be a friend. I mean, they can come to you, talk about things, they can hug you. You can play soccer together, you can, you know, jump around, sing together, dance together, you know, have fun together, travel together. So they should be your buddies, not to be afraid of you. You know, not to be timid and shy when they see you. When they see you come from work, they run to their room. They don't want to talk to you because they are afraid of you. They think you're gonna punish them. No, don't do that. All right. But let me hear Lebo's take on, you know, what I'm saying, if it's right in the African society down in the motherland.
Okay. I think parenting, it comes up in different ways. Relationship with children, relationship with yourself first.
Which we discussed in the last episode.
Yes.
Watch that video, relationships. Make sure that you get that video, that copy.
Relationship first with thyself, and then it would be a relationship with people around you, that includes your children, and having to build that friendly environment, free communication between lines of communication with your children, so that when they are troubled, you are able to identify, or for them to come to you to say, mother or father, I am caught up, or I found myself in this situation. Help me to navigate through this. So it's a two-way thing. You know, both parties must be willing to meet each other halfway. Otherwise, if it's going to be mother, it's more like a demanding, you know, you keep on demanding, I want you to do this, and this very resentment is also coming in. And where children also are explaining that parents always want to get away with things. They think they are right all the time. And sometimes we tend to cross that boundary line, sometimes as parents, to say that you're not going to tell me as a child. And you'd find that at times we tend to be unreasonable as parents at the same time. And at times you find children being unreasonable, not wanting meet each other halfway. So it's a quite a complex matter, and a sensitive one, where one has to be extra careful when dealing with the matter, and where now the discernment, because we all have that. One has to listen to the discernment, because there's no book that will tell you that this is how to raise a child, this is how to raise a parent, this is how to build a home, and all that. We are all listening to our discernment, and based also on the past education from our parents, what has been passed over to us. So we've got to be willing to try to improve how we do things as parents and also as children. In the modern times that we're living in, I think resources are out there, tools are out there to help us to improve our relationship with ourselves and also with our fellow brothers and sisters, and including our children as well.
So meaning, if you know yourself, you work on yourself, you can also, impact your children.
Absolutely.
Because children always are watching you.
Children, they learn.
Non-verbal communication is the key.
Absolutely.
They are looking at you, what you're doing, and they also imitate you.
Children
they are
learn.
like a sponge.
They absorb. Children learn what they live. They learn what they live on a day-to-day basis. So either we like it or we don't like it. You practice that. Let's say, for example, an act of kindness that you teach in your child from home. The child is able to be kind to someone that they don't know on the street without even having to be told anything. So simple things like that. Act of kindness. Act of kindness begins with thyself, to say, as a mother, today when I wake up in the morning, who am I going to be kind to? And I've got a list when I wake up in the morning after my morning meditation. I've got my list to say that 10 people that I'm going to reach out to, to practice that act of kindness, which is a day-to-day thing.
I remember that through some dialogues that I had with you before, you mentioned that you, in communication, you want to hear some key words that should be dominant. That means one is, I am sorry.
Absolutely. Thank you, I'm sorry, and please.
Okay. You say it again. Can you say it again? Repeat it. Take a note. Take a note.
Those are the three magic words.
Three major things that, even if you're adult relationship, three major things that should be dominant in your communication.
Absolutely. Thank you, please, and I'm sorry.
Thank you, please,
and I'm sorry.
All right. But it is a hassle when the father or the mother feel that they are powerful over the kids. Sometimes they just open the door, they don't even knock the child's, all this kind of, it's not disrespecting the child also.
I will take you through something.
Or even open their mail letter to see what
that is a no-go area.
So can you brief me a little bit on that, when parents also go beyond the boundary, disrespecting their kids also?
Absolutely. When it comes
and that's very dominant in the African Black culture society.
When it comes to respect, everything begins with thyself. Your mail is there.
The kids are watching.
Yeah, kids are watching. Let's say, for example, my son or my daughter received a mail, and I choose to open it.
Without his knowledge.
I cannot even open somebody's mail. I can't even go through my son's phone. I cannot even go through his things and, go for what? I must respect his privacy. If there is something that I need to know from him, he will sit down with me. Because
why not? If I bought my son the phone, I have the right to check on him.
No, it depends. Remember also with age. With an 18-year-old and all that. For example, we agree to say
because
that.
this is the word that they are full of. The screen is full of pornography and sex and objects. And I have to monitor what my child is doing.
Monitoring and evaluation is also very important in a relationship. But also at the same time, we get to a point where you agree with your child to say that there are certain things that are no-go area, and they must be based on trust.
Trust and respect.
Trust and respect. If you've got that with your children, you will never go wrong.
And that's what is based on also the foundation, the pillar and the foundation of relationship.
Absolutely.
Trust and honesty and transparency.
Absolutely.
So that means that make sure that honesty is your best policy.
Absolutely.
I repeat again. Make sure honesty is your best policy before you bring forth a child.
Yes. And as an example, with my kids when they were growing up, this is their home, okay? And then we get to a point where a child wants something from the fridge. They don't just go and open the fridge and grab what they want. They ask, Mom, may I have this? May I please have a yogurt? And then you go and give it to them.
And also, let me just remind you, it's also very important you are very cautious about who you bring home, which visitor bring home. Because some of visitors, they just open your fridge without knowledge,
that shows
all
that
those things.
the
So the
whole-
children also learning, they'll do the same thing also.
That's the reason with my children. They will
So
never
you
go
have
to
to be very
anybody's
careful.
house and open. If you find something on the table, you ask, may I please have this? Even up to this age, I go to my mother's house, I still ask. I go to my sister's house, I don't open my sister's fridge without her permission. I ask, may I?
All right,
it's
so
just
if
manners.
you're watching this program, we're going to come back to you. We just take a short break and we'll be back to you. This is again Kwame, your man, Africans Worldwide. And my guest here is Level in our studio in South Africa. All right, so the next episode is going to be about punishment, fear, and bullying in the household. Don't forget, we say the household is charity begins at home. It's an education. That's the school, your first library, where knowledge and information start from your home. Everything starts from your home. All right. So make sure that the home is good where you are, and the home should be your temple. All right. So we're gonna be back. When you're back, it's punishment. You know how your dad always take the belt, whip your ass. We're going to talk about that. Africans Worldwide, thanks for listening and thanks for watching this episode of the podcast. Now, this episode is about punishment, as I said, I promise you, and the fear. Punishment goes with fear, right? And then bullying also. So don't let it get out of control, because some household, when you enter the household, you don't know who is the parent, who is the child. I'm telling you don't know who is the parent, who is talking loud and who is listening and all those things. Sometimes parents are just afraid of the child.
Absolutely.
Fear.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to control the child. Sometimes their structure is so bigger than the parent, they intimidate the parents also. Let's talk about this. I think it's happening in your household.
Yeah.
If you hear this episode, man, I want to hear your comment. Let's share knowledge. Let's share advice. Advise me too. I'm learning, relearning, and unlearning. Advise me. So now let's talk about bullying and punishment. What is the best method for to punish a child? Because I remember when I was a kid. Don't forget, my parents are two of them are school teachers. So you know how it is. They have a cane in the corner, and because teachers want to see their children doing good at school, so that they can establish that good name, and that puts pressure on the child also. They want you to excel in everything. And me, I'm a laid back guy. I do my own thing. I have a mind on my own. But the parent, you are under your parents. So sometimes when they give you some slap, you see twinkle twinkle little star. You will sing twinkle twinkle little star. You know that song. Yeah. So I'm just trying to cheer you up. If you're watching, I know they beat you up, they beat me up. So we are all one in the same boat. So let's talk about it. We are free now. We are all mature now to talk about it. So what would be the best method for punishment for a child?
I think punishment is a bit it's a bit harsh, but I'm just saying that in terms of discipline.
Oh, okay, discipline.
There are many ways. There are many ways to discipline a child. Where for an example, with my kids, I would from time to time spank them, when they were young, to say
spank the ass?
Yeah, of
hey,
course.
So when they are old, they've been spanking their own too. Spanky.
Yeah,
you like that? You like spanky, yeah? You get it from your mom, eh?
Yeah. You have to spank them. For me, after.
Let us say you got to spank it. Spank your wife too.
Each and every household.
Romanticize it when you spank it.
Each and every household is different. In my house.
Okay, we're serious. We're back to seriousness.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my house, spanking is very important at a certain age. Because children, they've got to know that you would say something once, even now. You ask your son or wash the dishes as an example. Second time, the tone is a bit, I did ask you to wash the dishes. Third time, the tone is totally different. So children also, they need to understand that when a parent asks you to do something so that you don't get shouted at, stand up immediately. Like when I was growing up as a child, I never wanted to be told because I think my inner being was just talking to me from time to time.
You.
Yeah,
you
that
want
is me.
Somebody be telling you, oh,
Yeah.
you didn't wash the dishes,
you
don't sweep the floor.
My mom would ask me something and I would do it at the same time.
You do it before they have the chance to talk?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And some of the things I was actually even proactive. I would actually even do them before she could even ask me.
Yeah.
So I was always
proactiveness, Don't be lazy.
Yeah, I was always thinking ahead. So I would rather even believe that let me get in trouble for doing something great to impress my parents, than to be shouted at for being lazy. So laziness and all that and excuses, I never wanted to be part of that.
Okay. So, as Level said, there are different methods of discipline. So that means you have to work with the child yourself and see
Absolutely.
what kind of method work. We're not saying that it's only physical beating and shouting
And just to add to that, each
Yeah.
and every child is different. A child will show, even in the working environment, as an
Yeah.
example, somebody will show you that this is how I want to be managed.
Exactly.
I want to be managed in this way. Children will also say, show you that I want to be managed this way. I want to be spanked.
Yeah.
And there would be a child that would say, please do this. The child will stand up and do it. Other child would be pushed.
Yeah.
Others, they want to be pushed. So
Yeah.
each and every child is
Yeah,
different.
you have to deal with
You
it.
know.
You have to work with the child and see what
Absolutely.
method is good, what discipline method is good. For me, what I
Absolutely.
do is just I had three times. First time, I know you don't know, maybe it's a mistake. I talk to you, hey boy, what's up, man? You gotta wash the dishes. I don't live in the sink like that. I don't like that. With a bone, your tone should be soft, not harsh. Psychology. That why a parent had to be all round, 360. You also have to be a psychologist, a social worker, a mother, everything, all jack of all trade.
We wear different hats with
You
our
have to wear
children.
all the caps, that is. At
Different
the
hats.
back side, front side, left side, it's up to you. But what I'm saying that, look, first time, offense, whatever it is, don't get angry. Talk to your child as normal, right? Lower your tone. This is African, Diaspora is different, but I'm going to tell you Diaspora what they do there also. And then second time, your voice have to be up a little bit so that know that I'm in command. I'm the chef in command, chief in command, so that the child knows that hey, what is doing, so that the child doesn't take advantage of you, become opportunistic, fooling around you. Third one, that hey, serious conversation that will also result into punishment. Like I said, punishment should be accordingly to the child. If we're going to put the child in the corner, and in that work, because we want result, we want result. Don't follow what the book says. Don't follow what people are doing. You have to make sure that you know your child, and make sure that what will work. Some people will take the toys, the favorite toys from the child. Some people just say, hey, go to the corner, go to your room. But for me, if you say go to my room, I say thank you God, thank you Jesus, because that's what I'm going to be playing my video game. I wish I had the video game that time, but now I don't have that. Most kids go to the room, it's so soft, they don't do anything. Sometimes you see them sleeping even when you open the door. But we just say that what works. But again, punishment also comes to fear. Sometimes you punish them so much that the child becomes afraid of you. Which is very psychologically traumatizing for the child. We don't know that. And they grow up, and some will become a stammerer because they are just afraid to talk to you, and they panic, and then they start stammering. And stammering is the worst thing that you can do because it reduces the self-esteem, communication. Can you just imagine you are in a meeting, a grown-up man, because of your childhood, they create that fear. You become a stammerer in the meeting, you can't even speak up. And how will your colleagues look at you? You see how it's going?
And just to add to that, Kwame, with regards to that, there must be boundaries for children and for parents as well, to say that when it's here, this is the boundary line. We're teaching our children to learn to have boundary lines, because if there are no boundaries, they will treat you the way they are treating, everybody, even with teachers. That's the reason we see teachers being so much disrespected. We see parents being disrespected on the street, because charity begins at home. The way they speak to their mothers, because they think that they know better than their mothers, they want to go and treat other parents out there. And you can tell the home that they are coming from. So it's very, very important also to teach our children to learn to have boundary lines, to say that you can go how far with people. And that's the reason you also find children that are beaten up by other people out there. You find some guy, you try to speak to him and said, you speak to me like that, I'll teach you what your mother never taught you, or I'll teach you what your father never taught you. So those are the things that we also need to learn to teach our children, to learn to have boundary lines, to have boundaries with people.
And you also have to control your emotions. Don't let your emotions override your intelligence when you're angry. Be calm, be patient, and think. Because when an angry man cannot think,
Act
on an
and
angry person, anger. You see, two words rhyme together: anger and angry, anger and angry, and then hungry. Maybe you're hungry. The anger, hungry, all joined together. That will be double trouble for you. So make sure that you diffuse the situation, calm, take a breath. That's why we have yoga, meditation for you. Check our video, check our YouTube channel. It's called Inner Temple Mission. where we have affirmation to build on your inner engineering. I call it. We call it inner engineering. Work on yourself. Okay.
And just to also to add to that, and also helping our children to learn to act, think and act on purpose.
Okay.
Don't just do things, but think first before you do something.
Meaning they should be a critical thinker.
Absolutely.
So we'll be back to you again. Once again, my name is Kwame, and I'm here. My host today is Level from South Africa. I'm coming all the way from Canada to launch our studio right now. It's called the Africans Worldwide. Don't mind that Buddha, but you can learn a lot of things from Buddha. All right. Don't forget, Buddha is an African. Have you seen the hair of the Buddha? It's dreadlocks, kinky hair, like an African, like a bushman, like a croissant. You see the croissant?
The croissant.
Google the croissant. See their hair? It's like Buddha. All right. So we're all Africans worldwide, and when you're listening, when you just joined this program, we're talking about parenting, which is our podcast today. Last time we talked about relationships. Check the videos; they're over there. Make sure that you subscribe, comment, and share this video. So we're going to talk about a bit about punishment and discipline. So we're going to talk about bullying. That word rings your bell. School, they do it at school also. The big boys bullying your son and your daughter. You can't say anything. If you say something, they go and call the gangs on you, the street gang. They want to kill you, they want to beat you. Even at home. Do you also know that there's bullying going at home between a child and the parent? A parent bullying the child also bullying the parent also. Do you know that? Let's hear from Level.
Yeah. So I think bullying comes in many ways, where you find children wanting to dictate to parents what to do, particularly parents who are coming from divorce. You know, where let's say your older children, just because the marriage didn't work, they think that you have failed, or you failed, you have failed them.
Yeah.
Now they want to
They'll
come
say, just like your father.
Yeah.
Just like your father. Do you experience that before?
Yeah. So
your mother or your dad calling you, oh, you just like your mother.
Let's say, for an example, we tend to have we observe certain behaviors in our children, because remember, children, they learn what they live, right? And where you would spot just a bit of maybe something from the other parent to say that when let's say, for an example, a child is making a mistake because of the anger, the resentment of that, and that you are all alone, parenting alone, because the other parent will be on the other side, the other one will be on the other side. So it would mean that you've got more pressure in having to manage these children, and you're going to try to do your best to do what you can. And at times you might fail along the way, because there would be some resistance from children.
Sure.
Because the father is not there. They want to dictate to you as a woman or as a mother to say that you cannot tell me this. It's where you find children trying to bull the other parent to say that this is how I want you to parent me. With my children, I told them that I am not going to be dictated by a child to tell me how to parent them. You know, I'm going to do the best way I can to raise them the way I think is best for me. And if they're not happy with that, they will practice better. They will practice better with their children, you know, to avoid that, you know, because at times you feel a bit powerless when your children are trying to tell you how you should parent them.
Yeah.
And it brings a bit of a conflict also in terms of relationships as well.
And also sometimes you find that your children are intimidating you from their physical structure, because some of the food that we are eating these days is GMO food. Sometimes you see your kid, which is teenager, become like big guy, like rugby player or football player, and it's using his body structure. We do that at workplaces too, you know, that at school people use their body, you know. Sometimes parents, kids that are stubborn, they don't want to listen to you, they can intimidate you as well. So be strong. That's why we have guardians, you know, affirmation to empower yourself. So we'll be back again, so stay tuned, don't run away yet, because we got a lot of good stuff for you. And at the end of the day, maybe you can win some prizes as well. We don't know, but just stay tuned. Be a good person. Take note, because what we are sharing for you is you don't get it from school. No school can give you this knowledge, because we are holistically breaking everything down. When we're back, we're going to talk about education, because we are in Diaspora. Are you giving African education? Because no school is teaching Africa, authentic African education, about our ancestors, about our forefathers and foremothers, what they've contributed towards the society. They're not teaching them in school. Even Canada or in America or Europe, they don't teach the real African education. Even in Africa, our African history is about learning about Europeans more, about England, the colonizers, Victoria, Queen Victoria, Elizabeth, and all those things. That's why we have all names. But what are we knowing about ourselves? Know thyself, don't forget. So know thyself also means know your ancestors. Know people who paved the way for you. Are we giving them an African education? I know there are some homes that they all speak English. They don't want to speak their local language because they feel inferior. Or they want your child to be the best in English at school. So in Africa, we have people that are mobile dictionary, I call them. They say all those big word, grammar words, you don't even know what they're talking about. Just to feel that they are intellectual, they can speak English, or they can dress nicely as European. That's what is called colonization and mental slavery. At home, don't forget, education starts from home. So we're going to break everything down. And also we're going to talk about skills, creativity, talent. Sometimes we hijack children's talent and say that you don't have to be a doctor, not a musician. Stay tuned, we'll be back again. Yes, so I'm back again. I'm back with Level again in our studio. So right now we're talking about how this series is about education at home, and also we are in diaspora. And I know that most of Africans move to Western world, you know. Some of them forget their language to teach their children. Probably they marry, you know, different marriages going on. They are not married from their tribe. So for example, I marry you, speak English, I speak Ewe. So the best language that we can teach your children is English. So that means my child will be losing my tribal language or losing your tribal language. Is that something that's good? Is it something that we encourage? And also, sometimes also we hijack children's talent, passion, inner calling. Instead, the child want to be a musician. You say, no, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a, you know, this colonial bourgeoisie mentality, be this and be that. So if the child's inner calling to be a musician, that child will be the best musician all over the world. Are you talking about money, right? You're talking about your child should bring money. If it's the best musician, you know how much money he's going to make? You know how much house is going to buy for you, take you all over the world. So think wise before you hijack your child's passion, inner calling, and talent and creativity. What do you think? What is your take on that? When a child wants to become something, we hijack it, and also we don't speak our dialect to the child, and also we don't teach anything about African education. We give everything to the school to do for us. And most of the teachers are white, especially in the diaspora. Most of the schools are governed by white teachers. The white teachers don't know anything about our culture, so they're not going to teach. Obviously, they're going to teach your child. So it's our responsibility. Do you agree on that or
Absolutely.
no? Can you give some take on that? Can you throw some light on that? Please?
It's our responsibility as parents, you know, to help our children.
To be knowledgeable.
First, to be knowledgeable, and also to be in a position to assist our children through their journey. To know,
it's a journey.
Yes, a journey. To know where they come from, where they are currently, and where they are going. It is very, very vital to know where you come from, your present, and also the future.
I think Marcus Garvey, I'll say repeatedly that if you don't know where you come from, you are like a tree shaking because you don't have a root. You'll be falling all the time because you're not rooted. So you have to know where you come from.
Yeah.
Once you know where you come from, you can impart that knowledge to your child.
Absolutely.
Like you said, it's a journey.
It's a journey.
That's why it's a holistic 360. We are not just looking at one aspect. Look at we start with a relationship. Now you're married, you have a kid. You want to be a parent, good luck.
You spoke about being a magician. So parents want to live their life through their children.
Exactly.
This is where the hijacking.
Yeah,
this is where the hijacking is coming in, where we're killing the dreams of our children.
Suppose I haven't been to university. I didn't finish that degree.
Yeah.
So I really want my child to have that degree, to be the best in the family.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's the one first that have that degree in the whole family.
Yes,
and we start pampering the child also.
Having to want to live our lives through our children. Do this because I couldn't do it, and I want you to fulfill my dream for you. What about the child's inner dream? What about the child's inner? What is the inner being of a child saying to them? Which is the Holy Spirit, the guidance within them, the light within them, the desires, the talents, the skills that they were born with. What are we doing with that as parents? So sometimes, we parents, we also have a lot, to unlearn through the journey to say that, you know what, everyone has their own desires and their own aspiration. Allow them to dream as much as they can. Let's not, even also this backup, have a backup plan. Immediately when you tell a child to say that have a backup plan, you're telling the child that they're going to fail.
They're going to fail.
So if you say to your child, go all out and dream.
There's no backup plan for
There's
you.
no, you
only
it.
have $10 to survive the whole mess.
So
nobody going to bail you out, no money for you. How are you going to survive?
Absolutely. So
how are you going to swim?
It also discourages a child to say that my child or my parent doesn't believe in me, or my father, they don't believe in me at home. That's the reason they now tend to go out to depend,
seeking
validation from their peers, friends, and others, and it's where you end up now. They will try to introduce you to the real world that you will have to try to fit in as a child.
Exactly, and that they will introduce drug and sex and all these things. We're going to talk about that. Stay tuned, man. I tell you that we have a lot of bunch of things for you. My brain is just scattering. Are you scattering my brain?
It is well.
Stay tuned with me, but we're back again. So this episode, Kwame again, is Level in the studio with me. So this episode is about favoritism, sex, and tattoos. This is what we see now commonly, because we see the rapper, the hip hop artist, and whatever, your idol have all tattoo all over the body, and you're looking at the dress and sex, hypersexuality is going on, half naked. Come on, what's going on? You go to the shop half naked? Would you allow your child to do that? Would you allow your son to drop all the trousers, the pants, showing them? Come on, man, what's going on? Black Nation, talk to me, talk to us. We are here to dialogue and see what is going on. And we are giving you our input. A whole lot of things going on. Don't forget, we are in a lost value system, where money is at the top, morality is at the bottom. Should I repeat that for you? Take note. If you're taking note, you get it. I don't want to repeat it again. Take note. That means you will see your student. So right now we're talking about favoritism in the family. Suppose I have a child who listens to me very good. That guy, the other one doesn't listen to me. We say black sheep. Why don't they call it white sheep? Why everything negative should be black? Do the research and share that with us. So anyway, let's say we call that guy black sheep, the other guy white sheep. That means he's good, he listens to me, I love him so much. He's also handsome, pretty, or my princess, somebody give me, oh my princess, my darling. The other one just abandoned in a way. Emotionally, you abandon the other child. And that child belongs to you. We're talking about two biological parents. And this is happening again.
Okay.
Why is this division and giving? Why not just everybody give credit when due and give the reward to that person? Because that black sheep, for example, that black sheep can also do a lot of things. That is very good, but you just ignore it because you don't want this to lose the favor from the other one to give it to that person. So you keep on doing that. You're hating the child. What do you say about that as a mother?
Do you
do that? I'm blunt, do you do that?
You know what? I'm
no, let's be honest to the people there.
I think at times,
do you favor your child over the other?
It doesn't happen out.
I know, you do that. So, let me hear you.
I'm really caught up in this.
I can see that.
But basically what...
Our studio is based on honesty. We are blunt. We talk about everything. We are learning. I will say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm moving from the dark to the light. I'm moving from imperfection to perfection. I'm always learning, relearning, and unlearning.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I'm bad because that's the energy that we have. We have the two energies, yin and yang, positive and negative with every human being. So we want to do the best. We want to be the best version of ourselves. All right, sometimes we make mistakes. We're going to learn from this studio. So now, who do you favor in your household?
I wouldn't even call that.
How do you deal with that?
I would just say that there's a room for improvement for parents, because sometimes you find yourself
and for the child too.
And for the child too, you find yourself on the other side, based on certain reasons. For an example, let's say in a classroom, you always have this child who with with good manners, who will help the teacher carry the bag and do that. You would always have that with the child, and high expectation of the child.
Yeah, I remember my mom's primary school teacher had a favorite child.
Yes.
And I know that girl very much.
Yes.
Always come to her house and But that girl is very brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised you have a
Yeah. So
she's a seamstress. She have a master's degree and now studying PhD.
Absolutely.
I know her very much.
Yeah. So
if you're watching it, I know your name, but I won't tell you.
So I'm just saying, sometimes parents find themselves actually being caught up in that situation.
Is this something that's natural, or is this some natural tendency that we gravitate towards somebody who is good than somebody is bad? It depends. I think some mothers also like bad boys. I don't know.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to make a comment on that.
Anyway.
But what I would say that if we don't like the results, change the vibrations. So even with the relationship that you have with that child, look at the child in a different way where you're saying that I'm looking at you now. I see the potential in you. I see the ability. I see that you've got the capacity to want to do this. Encourage the child. It will change.
Facilitate and enhance the positive energy in the child.
It will help the child it will increase the momentum. It will help the child to want to do more, even if it's just small. Small shift equals to major results. Biki biki magnet. We say that in Afrikaans, that if you try small, you will end up, having to achieve,
How do you say that in Afrikaans?
It's biki biki mag meer.
Okay, in Netherlands I would say klein beetje. Klein beetje. You see, I speak that too.
Yes.
Keep it quiet.
Yeah. So all that I'm just saying that is a room for improvement for parents. I'm also included in it. And like as we said, that there isn't a book that will tell you this is how to guide. No. This is how
There's no guidebook for parental guidebook. Do you see any parental guidebook? I'm gonna make one for you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So
this is what the video is about, the podcast is about. But what my thing is, it should be a playing field. That means distribute wealth, distribute responsibility equally based on the child's capacity and ability to do it. Don't give a child something that the child can't do. Give the child what the child can do. And also, when you buy a toy for one child, buy it for other. Buy the same for, because I see some parents that are divorced. They have kids from different background. They treat one special because I'm the biological father for that child. With me, with a stepdaughter or so the treatment is not balanced, and that brings a lot of resentment, a lot of hostility among the kids and the sibling, fighting over trying to please you. So because they know that you're going to favor them. No, share equally, mutually, with love. It should be love.
And also just to add to that,
because I remember that when we are trying to buy a ball for one of the favorite person that I met, the boy, I like him very much. He was just drawn to me, and I wanted to give something back. And he said, no, if you want to buy him a ball, then you also have to buy everything to the
other one. So that there's a balance.
Other ones. It's the learning. But I do that myself also. Even if I go to a household where I have people there, which I know very well, I'll buy a present for the person, and then for the siblings and everybody also. But and again, that I'm saying, relationship is based on money, because all this costs money. If you don't have money, please don't just keep that third leg in your pant.
Okay, just to also add to that, also both for children and for parents, let us not just go through life. Let us all grow through life together, because it's a journey.
Life is a journey.
Yeah, so it's very, very important, for all of us just to grow through the journey, so that we all grow and expand.
We enjoy happiness together.
Yeah.
All right.
And expand in consciousness all together.
Together we become, the happier we become. Together we are, the happier we become.
Absolutely.
We'll be back again. Right, so we'll be back again now. The next series is going to be about sex. Going to be about tattoo. You got the earrings. We see that a lot. Teenagers outside, they have tattoos these days all over the body, and also sex, hypersexuality is very common in the Black nation, and also earrings,
And when do we start talking to our children about menstruations and all
exactly.
that particular?
But I know that in Black culture we don't talk about sex. It's like more as a taboo. So hey, why are you talking about sex?
So, for
but
me,
is it good we talk about sex?
With my daughter,
kids?
with my
At
daughter,
what age?
when my daughter was 8 years old, I started talking about the menstruation, what the body goes through, the challenges, and all that, so that when, because you know what, it would be very difficult to hear your child coming to ask you that, oh, I had somebody says this, I had somebody says this. I always wanted to be a first point of contact for my children when they want to know something. Let the truth be coming from me than them hearing opinions of other people out there, because they might take those people's opinion much more higher than mine. So for us to build that solid relationship, I had to make sure that they hear things from me first. You know.
So like we said, the home is education.
Yeah.
And where you start from, everything. The home is your library, information. What about your take on tattoos and piercing? Now, there's piercing like a cow ring there in the nose. They say the culture is tribal. They come home with that attitude because they are idols and superstars and celebrities are doing the same. So they want, they imitate, they emulate what is going on in society because of peer pressure. And they come home. Are you comfortable with those things?
I think it depends from child to child and how we handle peer pressure. Even as parents, we go through some stuff in terms of peer, pressure from our peers.
But I'm going to throw this to you right away.
Yeah.
Do you have tattoo?
No, unfortunately I
Do you
don't.
pierce somewhere? Do you have piercing somewhere
Only
in your
here,
body?
on my earrings.
Why?
And,
Why you don't have
actually,
tattoo?
No, from my childhood. Actually, it's what my mother did. When I was young.
Did what? No, why you don't tattoo your body?
I have not found a reason to want to do it, and I'm not going to condemn anybody who wants to tattoo their bodies.
Okay.
You know why? Because each and every person, remember that, Kwame, each and everyone is on their journey. Let us respect other people's journeys as well.
Listen to that.
Everyone is on their journey. Let's respect each other. If you choose to want to go and tattoo your body, who am I to come and judge the next person to say that is wrong, what I do is right? Everybody wearing a watch, they think that their watch is correct.
Well, some people believe there's an ink in your blood. Your blood should be pure. They say your body is the temple of God. Why should it be beautifying you? Wasting time on the external things, why not waste time on the internal things and all those things?
Okay, so
is that beauty, fashion, travel?
Okay.
People have sentiment, people have reason to do those things. So what should but as a kid, what age will a child be into those things? Because I see some parents are tattooing their kid of 2 years old, 3 years old.
Guess what?
In the diaspora.
Let's respect people.
And also the piercing and all those things.
Let's respect
what
people.
Age should we're talking about parenting here. We're talking about parenting. Maturity is very important. Wisdom is very important.
Absolutely.
What age do you think yourself?
Even before we even get to the issues of age, having to respect other people and their beliefs, because a belief is a pattern of thoughts.
Belief is who you are.
Yeah, it's a pattern. Anything. If today I choose to say that I believe in this, I think about that constantly. It's going to become my belief. So a belief is a pattern of thoughts. If a person believes that if I tattoo my body, this is what I'm going to get. Is their belief, and it's up to them. Let us not impose our beliefs on other people. Let's respect other people's beliefs as well.
Show a good example. A person can have tattoos and have a good
person. Absolutely.
For that person, just an art.
You find
beautifying the body.
You find somebody who says that I am this holier person, and see them at home. They're small devils. That
means judge the book by the don't judge the book by the cover or the package. Judge the content.
Absolutely.
Who is that person?
Absolutely. The content.
That's very important.
And also
because these are always external things.
Absolutely. And I think allowing people to be who they want to be.
Who they want to be.
And everyone came in this life, to come and create for themselves. Why do we think that my creation is better than your creation? Your creation is better than my creation. Let's allow people to flow within their creativity and being innovative.
All right, so we're going to be back. When we are back, we're going to talk about TV, internet, social media. We are on social media, you know that. And then we're also going to talk about street gangs and drugs, smartphones. We're in the morning. We're talking about 2023 and beyond. I'm not talking about ancestral century. So we have smartphone these days. We are all hooked onto smartphone. Even if we are crossing the street. Have you seen anybody? You crossing the street, they are still, their head is bent down like this. 20 years from now, your hand is going to be like this, bent down. Stop doing that. But let's talk about it. Right, so now, Kwame again, Level in the studio with us. So we're talking about, what are we talking about? TV. Sometimes we parents, we come home, we are so tired, I don't know, maybe lazy. We're just lazy. The child is crying. Switch off the TV. And in America, that I know that we have TV also in the bedroom and the bathroom. TV everywhere. TV everywhere. That's the trend. I don't know if they're still doing it. Am I telling the truth? Do you have TV in your bathroom? Or you used to? But know that television is an electronic drug. It's a blue drug, electronically. So when you're lazy, it's easy. You switch off the tablet or give the tablet to the child. Now the kids, you see that they're also on the smartphone and the tablet. If you take the train, the public transport with them, you see the kids now. A baby now, they are very fast too. They are very quick too. They can just browse quickly and find what they're looking for without even telling them. Kids are smarter these days. But is it the right thing that we should be doing? Get them hooked on these electronic gadgets and devices that we are not giving them, sitting down with them, play with them, recreationally, travel, know them. How do we resolve these issues, and what should we do as parents?
For me, my take on the issue of TV, I'm not a TV watcher.
Okay.
Because I believe that a TV steals so much time off
and it takes time too. Sit down there, the whole 2 hours watching episodes
and that people who are so consistent with it,
addicted to it. You go to work, you want to run quickly, and go and
so
watch
that you don't miss out. There's so much.
That's addiction.
Yeah, there's so much consistent with what they watch, but they don't have consistency with the core of who they are.
And you're losing your creative energy.
Absolutely.
They're
focusing
you're
more
watching
on
somebody who was creating.
You're watching other people's creation, and while you're losing, even the relationship with yourself. And you would find that many homes, divorces, the main contributor, it starts with issues of TV.
Yeah.
Where you find, let's say for an example,
the husband. TV head.
Yeah.
Your head is like a TV.
While the woman is busy cooking, the husband is busy watching TV. After eating, he watched TV.
Again.
The woman would have to be cleaning the kitchen, doing that, and going to the bedroom, or having to prepare for kids for tomorrow. The husband is busy watching TV.
Some of you even have a TV in your car. Video. No, I used to.
Yeah.
I used to have the CD-ROM when I was having a car. I just do it for traveling, long distance, so you get bored. TV at the back of the seat, you can be watching.
Yeah.
But it's not good. Our time we read books, we go outside to play,
Absolutely.
The generation is so different now.
So times have changed, but we should.
But the creative energy should be there also.
Absolutely.
We should blend it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what about this social media where parents are showing their children how they are beating them to say, I'm a super parent, I'm disciplining my children, and they put all those things, and they put family matters on social media and all those things. I mean, you're parenting. Should we keep in the public, or are we looking for opinion from all over the world?
I think we want some.
Should we also have some privacy at least?
I think it depends with the kind of lifestyle that people chooses to live.
Some people, their lifestyle is on social media, Instagram, IG, they call it IG.
That's the reason.
Facebook and all of showing pictures.
You see many children actually when they get to the teenage stage where there's so much of suicide within communities because of pressure. When friends and social media people say this and that and that and that, we tend to be more actually swallowed by that, because we are not rooted, from home, and we don't know who we are. So
and that leads to depression.
It leads to depression. Even parents are depressed. Parents are depressed.
And that leads to drugs.
That leads to many things.
It leads to drugs, suicide, and all those things.
Parents are depressed, children are depressed.
And then you come home, your child is on drugs already.
And how are you going to be even seeing a child who's on drugs if you, the parent, are also depressed?
Yeah.
So
Our parents are also on drugs too.
oh my
Both
God.
of them,
Yeah,
cocaine
so,
in the family.
you know, so it's just one of those challenges where really we
Dysfunctional family. So what would be the best method for dysfunctional family? The child is on drugs, the parents on drugs.
You know what? I think solutions are out there. You know, help is always there, depending where one is
Therapy.
looking.
Most
Therapy
black
is
people
well.
we don't seek therapy because
We don't
of
want to
this thing.
discuss our issues.
People know about you. Oh, they say that. Oh, you know, this kind of feeling ashamed that we have issues.
We live our lives for other people.
Even if we have mental illness, we don't want and nobody to know about it because of how we see ourselves and develop ourselves and family judgmental. Judgmental very dominated in some of our culture that they talk about you. Oh, this nice girl is having problem, mental problem. It's going this way, cuckoo.
And what is causing the mental illness? Starting from depression, from maybe from
and also the food you eat, junk food, obesity,
so,
and it comes with chronic illnesses and diseases.
Absolutely.
And health is money. You're gonna pay a lot of money to take care of, repair yourself.
I would normally say that to my children that a 1 day of delay is a dream betrayed. You know, if you fail to take an action today, thinking that you will do it tomorrow, it's going to cost you 365 days of rehabilitation. So the best thing, take action while you have time. If you are aware of that, you know, somebody advised you to do something, at the time, take action to avoid, you know, that rehabilitation, you know, that is going to cost you a very long time.
Africans worldwide, if you are enjoying this episode, we're talking about parenting. This podcast is about parenting. And also, you know, we know that we have issues. Divorce rate is very high in the black community. Suicide rate is very high. Obesity is very high. Drugs, you know, negative energy is very high. So that's what we're talking about and finding solution, what we can do together to resolve this issue. Because we believe that mankind is 360. We're looking at things at 360 level. So that our next episode is going to talk about spirituality and religion. Because religion and spirituality are very dominant in the black society. When I travel the whole world, it's only in Africa that you see people on the street reading the Bible, sweating, very serious business. And you see a lot of con artists becoming pastor also. Religion is something very, I don't know if it's damaging or helping the African society, but we're going to talk about it. So what is religion and what is spirituality? Know that is a big difference. If you want to know, stay tuned. Alright, so we're back again this episode, level with me in the studio here, Africans Worldwide. So we talk about religion and spirituality. Now, I believe spirituality is about doing with nature and human beings and plants. That means that you're loving them, no fear. Because I hear that a lot of black people talk about God fearing. Why should you be afraid of God? What does it mean, God fearing? No, I don't say God loving. No, love is loving towards nature and love, not fear. Fear is a negative energy. I don't entertain fear as fear being a negative energy. Don't entertain that. Entertain love. Love is more powerful because everybody needs love in this world. Even the plants need love. Because you can see a dead plant, when you start watering, you change the soil, that plant will grow up. Even dogs also need love. Plants and animals, they need love. So I practice what is called neo-humanism. Neo-humanism means that humanity first, plants first, animal first. We are all on the same level. Absolutely. All right? One is just intellectual, higher consciousness than the other. But plants also have consciousness. Animals also have consciousness. We are moving on vibrational frequency. Check one of my videos that I talk about God, G-O-D. That means generate, operate, destroy. That's life in general. Generate means birth. They give birth. They generate something. We are in operation. Now I'm in operation talking to you. I'm traveling. I'm in operation. The time will come, I'm not going to do this, I'm dead, destroyed. That's also natural disaster. You see a flood, it's happened. This is our God, G-O-D. But we're not talking about, check the video, it's over there, or it's free for you. Subscribe to this channel. So now we talk about religion. I know there's a big difference between religion. As I said before, spirituality is dealing with yourself, the cosmology, the nature, in relation to how you relate to these things around you, because you are born in an environment that have these things around you. Are you in harmonious? Do you just cut down the tree Do you just torture the animals and walk around freely without no responsibility? For me, if you're not doing that, there's spirituality. Religion to me is about seeking the inner God, which is within you in a building called church or mosque or a synagogue or the tabernacle, you know, what name you call it. But as a spiritual person, you don't need those things, I believe, because everything is within you, which I call the inner engineering, the inner temple, whatever you call it, the Holy Spirit, whatever is within you, or the voice, the inner voice is within us all. So now we're talking about parenting. Now I know that some of the parents in Black society, they are fed up of the church because they know that the pastor is taking their money and tilt 10%. You don't get anything from the 10%. Or you see that your pastor is having a brand new Mercedes. The wife sits on the front row. You got the first lady. They are enjoying your money. You are suffering. You are suffering. So at that time that you realize that you become awake and say, oh, fuck it, let me go. I'm not coming back no more. The church is not mine. Let me just practice something that's engineering. I'm like you also. I'm a Christian. I was born into a Christian family. I'm an Anglican, by the way. Born into Anglican, but I discovered myself that that's not for me. I'm beyond the church. I'm the church. I'm my own religion. I'm the God of my own self. I am that I am, the God of my own inner temple, my own guru. I'm not trying to offend you. But when you hear that name, God and God, you get scared and you say, oh, it's blasphemous, the Bible. No. The Bible is written by somebody, which is called religion. Religion is to control, to dominate you. So now, when you're in a household, what do you do with that? Or you marry a woman that is a Christian, and you are not Christian, and you are pagan, you are witchcraft, or whatever I call it, you are satanic, or whatever they call it, because they don't understand it, so they give names, demons. But if you understand witchcraft, we are witchcraft, because we have the power to create, to fly, to do extraordinary things. Don't forget, we are moving from ordinary to extraordinary. Do things that ordinary people can do. Use the powers that you have, because the mind alone, you're only using below minus 1% of your mind. Just imagine if you use the full potential of your mind, who will you be? You know, if you listen to your voice within you, you're not going to go any accident because you knew before it will happen. So that's what witchcraft is about. The thing before it happened. Telepathy, visualization, vision, power of attraction. Use your mind and your third eye, whatever they call it, eye here. That means you develop your chakras, your energy centers of your body. We're going to talk about that, but check all our videos that we have, because this channel is about inner engineering, you know, the powers within you, all right? So now, religion, we say it's about church, the most people go there, and they have God, a book God, which is the Quran or the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita, you know, all these things. But how do you bring this to your home, to your household, to your children? How you educate them about this religion or spirituality? Which way do you go?
Okay.
Which way might be the best?
I think for me, coming from a Christian background, from my childhood up to the point after my divorce, and where I started questioning everything that I've been taught, that you must do this in order to do this, in order to be accepted by God or by people, you must do this. I went to a point where I started questioning everything.
Questioning?
Questioning everything, you know, up to a point where I wanted to know who I am, where I am going, what is my purpose.
Excuse me, madam, you know, in church we are not allowed to question. You cannot question.
I started questioning, and I also want my children also to question. I don't want my children just to follow
like a sheep.
I don't want them to be the mistake of their mother.
That's
I don't want them to live being, you know, the copy of their mothers. They must go out and seek their own truth, so that tomorrow they are able to answer the questions and be who they want to be, than being the mistake or whatever of the creation of their own parents.
Deep. Let me just recap on that.
Yes.
Madam Level says you have to question.
I question.
Question anything that you listen to. Question anything that you see. Question anything that you hear when you are in the religious settings. Question their rituals. Question their practices. Question their book.
Is it resonating with your inner being?
That's also, you can be questioned, but is that Is that working with you?
Yeah.
That's one
Can
thing
I take you just briefly? I remember back in the days where one was just going through some challenges and just almost just after the divorce or during that phase. And I remember this other prophet who called himself.
See how divorce can make people crazy?
Yeah.
Either it can waking you up, it can sink you in the valley.
You know, so
be very careful.
You found this man of God, called himself a man of God, who even said, I must call him father.
Father.
Yeah, spiritual, a father. Yeah.
In Africa, we say Baba.
A spiritual father.
A father.
And
a small boy.
Yeah.
Somebody even older than this boy.
So.
And you call him Baba or father.
Yeah,
because you have a spiritual miracle.
Yeah. So I remember what he said. He came to my office and started talking about the Word of God and the principles behind that, and and all that. Having to come from a Christian background and all that, I had to listen to my elder. Number one, number two is a spiritual father. Number three is a man of God. Or either you say the man of God first, spiritual father, and then you put that into clusters and all that. And guess what? Later, a few minutes later, he said that there's a need for him to want to pray for me, with no hesitation, based on trust. He started, to lay hands on me. I don't know, from nowhere, the guy was trying to kiss me. I said, what?
You see?
What is this?
You see? There's so many con artists.
Absolutely. And the next thing, guess what happened? Because you opened your door to somebody who calls himself a man of God.
Are you listening? I know some of you are victim by the church.
And
speak out.
Yeah.
Comment. Share your story below.
Yeah.
You want to hear from me.
Yeah. Somebody tried to kiss you, and I even said, what are you trying to do? Now he started using the words like, do you remember Abraham's what happened to Abraham and all that?
Exactly.
You see the nakedness of your father. I said, I don't want anything to do with you.
Be smart.
And it's also very dangerous having to give your power away to somebody else.
Of course.
I took my power that day.
Of course.
I said, I'm taking my power away.
Okay.
It's mine.
Religion is very dangerous. What I can tell you, don't subscribe. Don't give your power. Don't submit to any man. Don't submit to any man or woman who is claiming that they are spiritual. You yourself, as a human being, you are spiritual on your own. What I do is follow with your critical thinking, follow with facts, follow with knowledge, and follow with common sense. Belief system is without no knowledge, without no fact, without no common sense. Because if you know something, there will not be a room for belief. You're not going to say, yeah, you believe, I believe. Because you will say, I know. Because you have the facts, you have the evidence. You know. Because belief is lack of knowing. Because you believe.
Belief is a pattern of thoughts that changes along the way. You don't have to
believe me without knowing. In other words, you believe in something, nobody have to prove anything to you. The pastor don't have to prove anything to you, but you just have to believe in what they say, because he is the pastor, without questioning it, which is wrong. That's why they abuse a lot of people. And I say that we black people, we are very spiritual and very religious.
And believing everything. So, people come in the name of God to people claiming to be this, claiming to be this.
Yeah.
And can you just imagine a blind leading the blind?
Yeah, it's very common. So let's rise above that. And let's guide the children at home. We're talking about parenting. If you're joining, it's about parenting here. So our next chapter is going to be responsibility. The child has to be responsible. And so like I said, that every child needs responsibility and discipline. But we're going to talk about what are the responsibility, what a child and a parent need to do in the household when they are parenting. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back. All right, so this is Kwame again, back to the studio. So we're talking about responsibility and skills. So I always say that if you can eat, if a child can eat, can drink, they should know how to cook.
Absolutely.
Because it's very important in our skills that we learn. They must also do the same thing as the girl is doing or the boy is doing. If the girls clean the toilet, for example, or the bathtub, the boys must also know how to do the same thing as well, so that they can share or swap or rotate as well. That's why. So that when they grow, So when then this is what you say, you're looking for a wife material. You start from the home. What do you say about that? That sometimes the boys have to watch soccer and do main job, gender. This for women. Women have to cook. The boys have to watch TV and football.
I think raising up children, you should raise up children as individuals, not based on gender. Raise up children.
But they should be versatile. They should be all round.
Absolutely.
They should be capable
as
of being
individual to say
be
that
independent.
when the situation calls you, you know, you are able to jump in and be in a position to do what you're required to do, not based on certain responsibilities that this is for men, this is for women, cooking is for women, division and all that, you know. But you're raising up a child in a way that they know that they find themselves in any situation. Grass cutting, you can still go and take, even the scissors, you know.
But you know, the argument is always that the men have features, they are physically strong, they are protectors and all those things, and the woman is feminine and all those
I'm
things.
a protector myself.
So why?
I'm a protector myself.
Yeah, I know, but that's you. But not the other people.
It starts with me being a protector. Even to my partner, I must be in a position to protect my partner. I must
Yeah,
be in a
because
position
the man is gonna be there for you 24 hours. The man is not your bodyguard.
Yes,
so you have to be independent on your own as a soldier.
It has to be a balance. It has to be
a
balanced. Because sometimes I think it's where we find men being abused because they've got to play a certain role. Men don't cry, men don't do this, men don't do. Men
That's
are people.
A good point.
Yeah, men. My boy child, my son. I don't
Yeah.
want my son to be mistreated based on the fact that he's a boy,
The
and
boy
I
can
don't
cry.
want him to be abused based on that he should go and hustle for somebody. A girl who's just going to be sitting folding hairs and doing their nails and expecting my son to go and
all
work
have
for them.
degree, university degree,
with qualifications, with the
all the
knowledge,
qualifications.
with the skills.
Yeah.
Everybody's here.
And
to
one becomes lazy.
Everybody
One
came
is
here.
working.
Everybody came here to create for themselves. And if he finds somebody that can co-create together with him, that would be brilliant. To avoid the abuse in a relationship, because dependency syndrome, you know. And
so in Ghana we have something in broken language. Me, I speak English like processed language, so I can do both. So in Ghana we call something broken language. We say bamboo the work, monkey the chop. You hear that? Bamboo the work, monkey the chop. That's what you don't understand, but I'm going to break it down for you. I'm also going to break it down for you from the Ghana. But if you're Ghana, you know what I'm talking about. We say bamboo the chop, monkey the chop. That means bamboo, monkey, monkey, animal is working hard. And then one of the monkeys is called bamboo. He doesn't want to work. So one monkey is working, and then bamboo is just eating. It's parasiting on you, auto-parasiting on you. So they drain you. They suck you. You're working, it's sucking your money.
They take us. They take.
You're not giving anything back. So in relationship,
it's a give and take.
Reciprocal. Life is give and take.
It's a give and take.
Life is give and take. You see, oxygen, the air you're breathing, you know that the plant also giving something, you also giving back to the plant. If that doesn't happen, you'll not survive your life.
Yeah,
it's give and take. Life, I believe in give and take. But should it be 50-50? Some people say, I don't like 50-50 things. Because it's the only time I'm going to have a work to be paying 50-50. This is not like business. This is not a relationship. What is happening?
50-50, it means many things to many people. It could be 90-10. Even right now, we still find relationships where a man is doing 90%, a woman is doing 10%. You still find others there is 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, cooking and doing chores and all that.
So there should be a balance.
It depends on the relationship and the understanding.
And also the economy also. We talk about money is very important.
Yeah, so
because money you have to count so that you buy food and eat good. Yeah. And you guys have a skill and career also for your children also to copy you that, hey, my mom is a hard worker, I don't have to be lazy.
You know what I said to my son? I said to my son, make sure that you are not going to bring me a lazy girl. Make sure. A lazy girl, a lazy girl.
If you're a boy, listen to you. Listen to your mother.
For me, for my household, I don't know other people's household.
No,
but
we're talking general.
I don't say that girl must be like me. All that I'm saying that you want to find
dedicated.
I want my son. My wish is my wish. Okay. I know that it's his wish because we discussed this, because he was saying that, Mom, I want to marry a girl like you. I said, you can't marry a girl like me because this experience, you don't buy it from the shelves.
So what we're talking about responsibility and skills. So if you're a parent, make sure that your child have all skills also. Sometimes take your child to your workplace. Take them to office for them to know how you're hustling, how you bringing bread home, so that they can see what you're doing also. Don't just be going to, I take my son to the office. My son knows where I sit, what I'm doing, you know, how I bring money home. You know, we talk
What
about
is
it,
required? Yeah, absolutely.
the commute, going to work, driving, you know, we talk about these things. So that when he's growing, he knows where to figure out himself, where to position himself in the world. Not to be like me. I don't want him to be like me. He should develop his own skills.
Because can you just imagine having to have a child who just sit and want to do nothing?
Yeah.
People want to eat, but they don't want to hunt.
Yeah, of course.
Why would people
we want
to
job,
eat?
but we don't want to work.
Yeah.
We want heaven.
Paid. Yeah.
We want luxury, but we don't want to die for it. That's the generation with which we are. We want everything free.
Free things.
Free. But you're not going to get it for free from me. We're back again. We're talking about skill. But I believe that everybody should have cooking skill. Because if you can eat, know how to cook your food.
Not even just cooking skills, but
generally. Because by the time you come, you divorce. Maybe your girlfriend leave you. You are bachelor on your own. If you can't cook,
before
you'll be ordering this thing. Money's going to run down quick from you, and you'll be ordering what you don't even know what they put inside the food for you. Don't forget, not every kitchen is clean.
And just also just to be skilled in all areas.
Be skilled.
So even if you have a helper in the house, if you have a helper in the house, so
yeah,
that
the nanny, the maid.
You know that the maid.
Join the maid also sometimes. Clean the house.
Even if it's not joining them, but even if they're not doing the work properly, you are able to guide to say that I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this.
It's just like a business also.
Absolutely.
You know.
So
even if you call accountant, know some bookkeeping as well, so you can check what the accountant is doing.
You know. So it's very important
be versatile,
to have a balance.
Be multi-skill in the household. So teach that to your children also. So now what we're going to talk about is about
just to add to that, and also teaching our daughters matters of economics, so that they are able to.
We're coming to that.
Oh.
So the next episode about financial education.
Oh, okay.
Money matters. You see this? You mean money. You counting. If you can count, make sure that your children also can count. Because we live in a money society where everything that we consume, service industry, production industry, manufacturing industry, is all based on money. If you don't have money, it's going to be hard for you. So now, how do you teach children about money? Finance? Do you take them to the bank when you're doing your finances, or when you're checking your bills and all this receipt? Do you keep receipt when you do grocery, or do you show them the value of money? Do you also tell them that? Do you differentiate between the needs and wants? Needs and wants. And how do you address that in your household when you're parenting?
I think when it comes to the issues of money, it's a continuous life improvement that we are all going through it. I will talk for myself, where I know that I've made a lot of mistakes along the way based on what I thought I knew, and having to live in the current times where everything has changed, and then we've got to adapt to new things, you know. So, but my advice to our children, to my son particularly and my daughter, to say that if you've got 100 rand, make sure that at least you take 20 rand out of 100 rand, try to save it.
Saving.
Don't use all the money.
Don't buy on credit.
Don't buy on credit.
don't go for credit card. It's easy.
You
get trapped.
Yeah. Because it's also very easy, because some of our people, we like debt. We like being in debt, thinking that when
we don't like that, just the situation, we lack of saving. We buy things on impulse, shopping on impulse and all this.
Particularly that, and also that if you are credit worthy, let's say for an example, you go there, you get more debt, I want to make a loan anytime I get that, after paying it off, or I go and create another one, build another one, is where you find people having to find themselves actually being harassed by creditors, you know, and that also brings actually a lot of challenges in a home. People are getting depressed, people can't cope, people can't take calls, you know, there are a number of things that actually leads to that. Others actually, I've heard stories of, you know, a couple that committed suicide because of debts.
Of course.
You know, or some when they get married, they go and, you know, borrow money from them to sponsor the wedding. And then when they start the actual marriage, they're starting it on the minus.
There's a lot of things that will lead into that. So be very careful. So what I taught my kid is that I taught some principle. Maybe you can apply it also. He's now 15 years old, which I know is working for him. So I said two things. Now you have to differentiate between need and want. So if you want to buy something, ask yourself, question yourself: do you really need it? Number one, do you really need it? Number two, can you live without it? Can you live that? Can you prolong the self-gratification? Can you live without it for a while? Because sometimes, price drop down. You go to the store today, it's like $10. Tomorrow you go, it's $2 because they have to get rid of those products. Then you get it, you buy it, you save money. So those are the principles I say. First of all, know the difference between want and need. But we lay emphasis on need. Do you really need what you want to buy? Can you live without it? Do you have any other alternative? So when you put all the three together, we just say, no, I don't want it. I have clothes already. I don't need more clothes. How many clothes do you need? How much do we need to live in this world? Do this research for me. How much do you need? Do you really need to live in this world? Know that we are the only mammals, animals paying to live in this world. Monkey doesn't pay anything to live in this world. It's only you are paying to live in this world. It's supposed to be free for you because this is a God's land. But greed, capitalism is man-made. How much do you need to live in this world? So here Kwame is back again with Level in the studio as my host, and as my guest, and I'm the host also in this show. It's about parenting. So we are coming to the end. So this will be the last. We're going to talk about colorism, racism, and tribalism. Why? Because we live in a society. You are raising your children at home, but they have to go to school. The school there is a melting pot. We have the Arabs, we have the Indians, we have the blacks, we have all kind of people. So how does it work? Colorism. We have colored people, we have dark skin in South Africa here. You can tell me more about colored and all structure. Just all design complex. Just confuse the kids already. They are doing good at home. They went out. It's the jungle. It's a concrete jungle. They have to face all this racism and tribalism. Oh, you don't speak Xhosa. You don't speak Zulu. I don't want to marry you. I don't want to deal with you. Oh, you are Ewe. You are not a Akan, Ashanti. This kind of thing. It's just like racism. Also, skin color. Oh, you are white. You are superior. You have privileges. Or you are dark skin. Or you are ugly because you are not light skin. You're not yellow bone, all kind of things. You're not pretty, you're not tall. Yes. Come on, what's wrong, man? We just clean each other. Why can't we just love each other? Why some people say I'm pro-black? Why you know that you're not pro-black? Because the toilet paper in your house is not black, it's white. It's not manufactured in Africa either. You get it from Asia. So how you call yourself pro-black? When you're sick, you go to a doctor who is white, taking care of you. Yet you say you're pro-black, so you're lying to yourself. Now, how do children, as parenting, how do we deal with colorism, racism, and tribalism? We can take one. What is colorism? Colorism is that color, light skin, fair skin, you're dark, you're yellow. Some people start bleaching to be more light skin. Yeah, some people start bleaching to be light skin and all those things. So how do we deal with those things? We're gonna wrap it up quickly, and we're gonna take this conversation to our Facebook group. You can share, DM me, and then we discuss that. All right, because we have our slot time. It's a studio our slot time, so we're gonna be on time also. So brief me on racism, tribalism, all these divisions.
For me, I will speak for myself. It won't be a general statement. Sure. How I see people, it doesn't matter where you come from. Who you are, treat me right, I'll treat you right. And I see people beyond borders, I see people beyond color. I know that there are a lot of, I don't want to inherit other people's problems because I've got my own also. Where I come from, there are also issues. But I had to deal with my own journey to say that where I am going, this is where I am. In the space of the all-inclusive love, because plants, animals, and humanity, we all come connected to the super intelligence. We are all connected to the super intelligence that has created the universe. So I believe in that space. I'm in that space, and I want to dwell more in that. For my own personal journey, your journey might be different. Somebody else might be, dominated by color and all that. For me, I want to be in that space where I live life according to the way I want to live it, not based on somebody else's belief. So I think we also have to respect that if one chooses to live this way, let us not impose our beliefs on other people.
So let me also touch on that and bring some input into this, because I'm black, That's my color. I'm proud of where I'm coming from. That's my root. I should know where I come from. That's to say, know thyself. But I say that I am a limitless human being. This, beyond the sky is my limit. That means the world is me. It's ours to be taken. The world is ours to be taken because we are born into the world. We need to discover it, regardless of color or not. I see people as humanity, human beings with different issues. I'm borderless. I travel. My spirit is borderless, beyond. So I pick knowledge from all over the earth, all over the planet, to make my own. So I'm my own knowledge. I'm my own traditions and culture. I'm not a follower. I don't want life following people. And not everybody can be a leader also. But then, let's do the right thing. Doing the right thing doesn't mean that you are perfect, because we are learning. It's a journey of learning and learning and relearning.
Absolutely.
So when you limit yourself, you are not going anywhere. You are limiting yourself to one color, to black people or white people or Asian people. Be free spirit.
Open-minded.
Be open-minded, explore the world, and pick up knowledge. That is good for you and your family or whatever. Let them also explore. That's your personal journey. Let your wife explore, your children also explore, because knowledge is vast. We don't know it all, and we're never going to know it all. So all we can do is do the right thing. It's not always that doing something that makes you happy is the right thing, but just do the right thing as a human being. All right? So I'm about to shut this studio down, and thank you all for listening. I hope what we discussed so far, our podcast, will help you in your journey of parenting. And we also talk about relationship. Check all the series on relationships and comment. And Level, thank you so much for coming to the studio with me and sharing your thoughts as a parent and with experience as an entrepreneur also. And I hope we're going to invite you again so that we can, give us lecture on life in general, South Africa hustling. Because right now we give all the parenting skills to the child. The child now becomes a woman. The boy becomes a man to be a hustler in the concrete jungle. So are you ready to be a hustler in the concrete jungle? Don't feel that term hustler is negative. We are hustling. Hustling means looking for opportunity, looking for things for survival in this world. Even if you're a teacher, you're hustling. Even if you're a doctor, you're hustling. Everybody's hustling to make a living in this life. So don't say, some people use that word as negative. No. Hustler, being a hustler, be a soldier on this concrete jungle. We need to survive, we need to live. All right? Again, don't limit yourself to anybody that I'm pro-white, I'm pro-black, and this and that. I only deal with black people. Of course, deal with your people, but be open-minded to learn from the world. The world is created by the Creator, and you are the co-creator of the Supreme Creator. With that said, let me give the last word to my guests in the studio. Level, over to you.
Yeah, sure. I just want to say to all the parents out there, to the children out there, to everyone who's listening, to say that, number one, be kind to yourself. Because more than half the time, we are so hard on ourselves based on the mistakes that we've made in the past, based on the journey, the detours, and all that. Number one, be kind to yourself. Appreciate yourself. As you improve yourself, embrace yourself through the journey, you would see that the more you go through that, the journey would be much more lighter, and you would be in a position to shine, and also, for other people to be attracted by your light. So continue to rise.
Thank you so much. As always, I'll say Ashe.
Thank you.
Ashe. There's a video, it's a nice video on Ashe. If I say Ashe, you don't know what it means, but it's an African word from Europe and Nigeria. I'm not Nigerian, but I'm using an African word. It's just similar to saying Amen or Om. Om is from the Asia. Namaste is from the Asia. So I'm an African, I use my own words as an African. So I say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe to you when you're listening, and I greet you and I bow to you, to the divinity within you, the God within you. That means your inner voice with my mind
Ashe.
and my heart. Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you all for joining me. Make sure that you make use of this video. Change your life, change your personality. Give guidance to your kids at home, parenting skill. so that we reduce the divorce rate, the drug rate. We talk about a lot of things. So check this video. Take your time. Take a note on it. DM me. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video. Comment also as well. Bye for now. Bye bye.
Ashe, 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 Ashe,